All right, we're back. Second time. Seem to have I don't know. I can't really see what I'm doing a lot. I think I gotta learn how to mess with the settings of the visor. Um, I seem to be able to remember seeing better when I welded before. I missed the whole gap right there, and then I came back here, and then I came back right there, and then I flipped it over. I think I'm moving a little bit too fast on this. Again, I can't really see what I'm doing right now, so this time I am going to go back to the manual and read about this, how to use the welding auto dimming welding hat or whatever you want to call it, mask, um, helmet. I don't know why. I wish they would have had it. I didn't think about it. I wish they would have had the welding hat with the respirator that comes out the back of the head. And yeah, just well, inhaling these welding fumes long term is not going to be good. So yeah, I'm gonna do what I got to do with this one, and then I'm gonna get the better one as soon as I get through with this project and get to making money. Right now, the goal is to get to make money. I'm bleeding money at the rate of probably I don't know, from $9,000 to $12,000 a month. Gotta live. I got to live. I got the saw working, but I'm concerned with this spread right here. Now, did that spread because of the heat of the weld, or did I just not? I did. I thought I put these together, so that's probably yeah. I did. I did lay these together tightly together. So that's called warpage. I remember I had a book on welding, and I gave it to my brother's baby mama child. I refuse to call that cocksucker my nephew. 'Cause he ain't done nothing like a family to me. Not never. I'll just leave it at that. Right now, what I'm trying to deal with is that. And I think I was moving around pretty quick. Now, if y'all know anything about welding helmets and welding goggles or auto dimming, is it because I was all the settings to the right? I think I just got to settle down for a little bit and just read the motherfucking book. Because I ain't got nobody around here to show me nothing. I don't know nobody. I mean, I know the servers in the restaurants. I haven't. I've been so concerned about keeping my shit together. I've been out one time as far as socially going out to attempt to meet the other people here. Um, I've met people. I've been a little more outgoing as far as like talking to people on the street, coming out of stores, and I've managed to intake on myself a couple of conversations that last anywhere from 8 to 20, 30 minutes. Um, I guess, around here, people are just like any other small town. They're just ain't likely to want to talk to strangers, and strangers in danger. But so I put this on this way. I mean, because I'm wearing it is a hat, right? But how you're supposed to wear that? I kind of like that. Nope. Anyways, yeah, I've always worn backward ball cap. Ain't no difference for me. That little bill probably keeps the welding from rolling down your neck. If it got that far, you're fucking doing something wrong, anyways. So yeah, we're rolling strong. Mind you, these are pretty strong welds. You can see right here. I think the weld is the hearing on both sides of me because this is fucking this is this is this is on there strong. Jesus Christ. Ah! I'm gonna put this force on there. Get my fingers trapped up in there. So, you know what they say? It ain't got to be beautiful. It's just got to work. I'm thinking I'm getting plenty of penetration. Or am I? That's only one side of the weld. I don't remember. Do you need to? Well, no, because on the motorcycle headstock, you don't get a back pass on the other side. So I need to get more penetration. That's what she said. I feel like a cheeky little. I look like a cheeky little monkey. Oh, that's something I should get soon. I've wanted to get. I've been wanting to get a monkey since 2000 when I lived in Miami and saw that monkey man down there and how much money. How much? Well, yeah, how much money he made every day while having fun with his pets. And if you're one of those cocksuckers out there who think that animals in circuses are cruel, you ain't got a motherfucking cruel. I mean, you ain't got. You don't have a motherfucking clue. Those are those people's personal pets. This those pets don't animals are pets. They don't belong to the circus. Well, the elephants, but yeah, no, not even then. Some are leased from Ray Cuneo and then Buffy, um Gunther Gable's son was the corporate animal welfare specialist who dealt with animals his entire life, on top of being the son of the world's most well-known animal trainer, and probably the best. I mean, I I saw him working. I had all access behind the scenes. I was there for years, and I never saw anything that I perceived to be any kind of cruelty, anything outside of normal animal husbandry. But I do digress. I got my chop saw set up with metal blade. See right here, look, I laid those down straight. Now, if that was warpage, I think something slipped. I get. Wait a minute, I do have this. I do have holders. All right. Well, I'm thinking about done for the fucking day. I've got enough running around, picking shit up. I had to wait 30 minutes in the aisle of the store today for them to pick up the chop saw from way up high. Bored out of my fucking mind. And then I decided I didn't want that saw after all. Because it was $400 and the one I got was $549. And I'm thinking, well, for $150 more, this really is tremendously more of a saw. And I want to get the best that I can buy for the money I can afford to barely eke by with, rather than have to wait and buy a second saw to have the same thing and spend more money in the long run and not be satisfied and be cussing myself because I did the right thing and got the right one to begin with. Oh, this is not a gun, by the way. What is a gun, but it's not a lethal gun. It is an assault gun that shoots salt at flies. I got a small fly problem here, but only because the dogs can't go outside, and so they leave a little food around for them. Anyhow, it had been quite a long day. I got it. I got up at 10:15 this morning after being up to 3:45 in the morning. Again, I've always been a night owl. I don't know why. Maybe because everybody else is asleep and I can have time to think for my fucking scent for myself rather than being surrounded by people who want to try to trick me into their kind of lifestyle. Working for a fucking living, making a pittance of fucking income, stringing like fucking paycheck along from paycheck to paycheck, hoping to God you get your fucking bills paid. Motherfucker, please. I ain't never had no fucking problem with bills. I've always been legit, straight above board. Maybe because I live below my fucking means a lot. And when I traveled to Chicago, I would rent a room a lot of the times or stay in a hostel. I didn't have any need for extravagant living quarters. Even when I was making $800 to $900 a day, that was money to bring back to North Carolina to live on the winter and be able to go out and then have a good time. And I did. And I did. I remember going to Chicago and yeah, I bought a car last time I went to Chicago. I paid cash for it. It was went up there the spring of 2012 and stayed up there 2 years. And my car died. The car I drove up there with died on the way to a job. Oh my God. Again, fucking worst thing ever. Well, I don't know if you consider it a job. I was 1099 contractor for what felt like a goddamn job. You know, $150 a day flat rate pay. Well, it turns out after taxes, I was kind of getting the hard one. And hell, you can't live off $150 a day almost anywhere. Not, I mean, yeah, you can live, but no. I was sleeping in the truck at so I was staying with my girlfriend. I gave up my room that I rented at a friend of friend's place, and I was making balloons. And then it got to be wintertime, and I blew all my money on a woman and her kids. Being the family man, $150 a day ain't shit. And hell, I was making $400 a day. Yeah, we were going to Six Flags and Gurney, and Monday, Tuesday. Oh my God, the amount of fucking money we blew at that place. We had a good time. I miss those girls. They're like my kids. I think they were as I played dad for quite a while. One of them still calls me every now and then. Sometimes to say hello. Sometimes because she's trying to lure me out because she thinks that I should buy something for her birthday or Christmas. Yeah. So yeah, I was. I can see a crack right through here. Oh, that's okay. That's right there where I totally missed. I totally missed the hole. You can't really see that right through there. turn the light on. Flashlight on.
Turning flashlight on.
See right there? I totally missed the gap. Because I think I got the I have to screw around with the settings on that Weldon helmet, and I think I might have it set to shade too dark. There's three buttons on it, and again, when I worked at the body shop rebuilding bugs, I really didn't do the majority of the welding. I did some here and there, and usually Jeff would like let me do some, and he'd watch me. It's like, okay, you need to speed up your pedal or slow down. He'd be there watching me because, yeah, really good friend. I really miss him. He's down in Arkansas right now, and he ain't doing nothing. He got him what they call a crazy check in normal parlance of civilian life, but I think it's actually called a disability check. He went on disability because he didn't wear a respirator while painting cars for over 20 years. Kind of fucked with his head a little bit. I mean, as far as I knew, he'd always have a little bit of problem with that. Anger management was more his thing, and which consider I slammed the fucking car door in his fucking hand. He didn't communicate. He was going to go in there and was getting out of the car at the same time, and he put his hand. I broke his hand, man. I apologize. I really do. I didn't see him put, he said, "Come over, you little fuck." I mean, this guy weighs like 350 pounds. And I'm like, no, I'm cool. I'll stay over here. Yeah. And we ended up working together. I ended up working for him like a few years down the road. And he forgave me and taught me some skills, because we had, Jack Sharp was a friend of both of ours. And I never really did make any money working there because he said that my payment was learning skills, not necessarily money. I mean, I made money. He gave me money, put bread in my hand every fucking day. And sometimes he considered me part of his family. That was the best part. I stayed in his house. I slept on the couch. He didn't have a bedroom for me or anything. They were trying to make something in the basement for me. But I cut out of there after a while. I forget what even happened with that whole situation. It wasn't a bad thing. I just kind of drifted away. I need to move along. I felt I learned everything I needed to learn. And I message him on Facebook every now and then. I think we're two good friends. Let me see it. I was working for him. Then it got to be cold. And then I tried to move. He gave me an RV. Oh. He gave me the RV. And then I drove it. Oh, yeah. I drove it to a storage area down by the river. And what the fuck? I had a pickup truck that I bought from Jeff for $150. Said it needed an oil pump. So me think I was being smart. Jacked up the engine inside the cradle and tried to put the oil pump in through the oil pan instead of taking the front axle off, Yeah, it's pain in dick. Um, so by trying to do less work, I actually caused myself more work. And he says, "Hey, man, I gotta let you learn on your own because otherwise you're not gonna believe me." And and I didn't. I didn't believe him that doing more work would cost me less time. 15 hours to replace the oil pump. Got it done, and then me and Aaron were living down there at the river where the Fat Tire Brewery is now. $115 million brewery. And we were staying there, and what we had like a private yard built in out of stuff that I hauled out of an old restaurant. It was Bill Stanley's Barbecue and Bluegrass. It was in the first floor of a building, and the building manager was a friend of mine, and the friend told a friend that I was scrapping metal, and if I wanted to go down there, I could have all the equipment from that restaurant. So I took the panels from the walk-in freezer and made them like a blind, like what fancy women get dressed behind, so they keep company with you while they change your clothes, and you don't necessarily need to see their disrobed body. They might have fat rolls you don't want them to see or something. I guess I don't know. Because if you got something I've seen that I haven't seen as a woman, you better get that shit decked out. Because I didn't see plenty of women disrobed. I mean, and modesty. That's another thing. I never have understood why women get all modest after you just had sex with them. You done seen them naked. You done been inside of them. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. Sidebar. So we was down there. Why am I even talking about this shit? Oh, how I learned to weld. Yep. Good old Jeff and Jack. Jack was a good friend of mine. So yeah, I got to go over here and I might just watch some YouTube videos. YouTube videos are just, I don't have patience for reading too much anymore unless it's science fiction or something. And then today would have been a good day to read a book. It's been raining half the day, and well, I've been watching educational um, videos about machine shop work. I might buy a 3-axis, no, a 5-axis milling machine. I saw one the other day for $45,000. I can get that within 3 or 4 months. And I know there's certain items I can make for trucks. And there's all kind of matter. Magic tricks. I just set up a little, put the block of metal in there, push the button, walk away. That's the beautiful thing about that process. Put the part in. Once it's programmed, push the button, go, walk away. 5, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 hours, depending on level, complexity, and size. Come back, you can have something that's worth thousands of dollars that didn't cost you anything but some electricity and the machine's time. Your time's not even really involved that much. You just come in and take the finished part out, maybe do some hand finishing with a Dremel tool or whatnot. And yeah. Now if I get into this whole racing scene again, I used to be my dad's motorcycle mechanic. I was the mechanic behind Julio El Magnifico winning streak in Greer, North Carolina. You go to Greer Drag Strip or Shady Side Drag Strip and ask about Julio. Julio! They know my dad. So I might start making some custom heads. I know how to do valve inserts. I can make custom clutch baskets. Hondas are notoriously have weak clutch basket. Suzuki's do too. It's a cost cutting measure. Anyhow, we're back to this. I think. Let's see. I got a pretty good consist. I saw I was running fast right there. I could feel it. My muscle memory could tell me I was doing wrong. And then I slowed down right there. That's more of a full bead. I can feel that. Even if I weren't looking at it, I could feel it. Fat, skinny. Right there is enough. That's a functional weld right there. From there to there. Even from there to there is a functional weld. It's got it's just got to bridge the gap. It ain't got to be any more than that. Any more than that, it's kind of good. But then you get to where you're overkill, and true, the weld is stronger than the current metal. Did I mention I got to go to the scrapyard tomorrow? Oh, I went back to the bike shop when I first got back to North Carolina, and I quit my contract, and I thought I was going to be able to take. I thought I was going to have more money at that point. I misplanned, and I'm not going to get any specifics here. I thought I was going to be able to go right back to work, basically. So got back to North Carolina. Oh my God, I've lost my train of thought. It's been a fairly long day for me. We're already 11 hours into I've been kind of working all day. I haven't been anywhere to divert myself. I think I should go bowling or something. What was I thinking about? I got a lot on my table right now. People say I'm the life of a party, 'cause I tell a joke or two. Bum, 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 bum. Tracks of my tears. Whoa, yeah. Feel you. Woo. Oh. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Oh, something about coming back to North Carolina money. And I would have been doing something else. Oh, maybe I could be a lot further along in this process than I would have thought of, because I really only anticipated going back to work for another 4 or 5 months. And I told the guy I would work a solid year for him. I was only 5 months into the process. So I guess that means I would have been working another 7 months. At that point, I did math. I would have my truck paid off and probably another $135,000 in the bank. And it would have probably been right about now. And me and Dad would have been going to the Isle of Man. I'm getting a couple couple motorcycles each, and taking and go around the track. We talked about this for years. No, not anymore. Yeah, we're going to get I found a sailboat for $35,000 because he would never fly. He didn't like flying. I mean, he said he would fly if he had to. Whether you go to Alamein, 24 hours Le Mans, or the MotoGP race in Barcelona. Let me get off here. I gotta learn how to work a helmet because I think that's my next impediment. As I stated before, I think that this right here, from right here to right here, I think my muscle control and my muscle memory. If I could see better what I was doing, I can't see the puddle. I might have it too dark. I can't see the butt. I can't see that or how I'm holding the gun. Maybe I'm having the arc come from the wrong direction. I got to go back and look at those videos. And tomorrow I'm getting some scrap steel, so I want to try to get hundreds of pieces like this, even if it cost me. I don't know. I think scrap steel is only like $10 100 pounds. This is 4 pounds. I don't know. Tell you real quick. £2, 10 ounces. So a scrap metal price for this would be almost 3 pounds. 2 pounds. I'm going to say 3 pounds. 2 3/4 pounds. But for math, might as well say 3 pounds. So if that's a 3% of 100, that was 3% of 10. This is $10 100, 3% of 10. Calculator. 10 times 0.03. 30 cents. Ooh, that's why you cut these in pieces right here, because then you can take this piece and move this over and have another surface to weld together. I am so bored out of my mind. I want to go bowling, but I don't think the bowling alley is open down here 24 hours a day. Let me see. Bowling. I have to go to Cherokee. Control minus. Yep, closed. You know, I remember when I was a kid, I used to walk by Bird Bowl Bowling Alley on the way home from school every day. I lived there for 4 years when I was a kid. And I always wanted to go bowling so bad. It seems like everybody's there to have such a good time. There's an arcade there. We're so fucking dirt poor when we lived there. Dad used to have to go to the grocery store and steal groceries. Yep. because he couldn't find a job sometimes or wouldn't keep a job. You fill up the buggy, sometimes 3 or 4 buggies, and just push it right past the checkout counter on the side where there weren't a lot of checkout people. And then once he got past a certain point, he'd turn around and wave, "Thank you." Never snuck out of the fucking. He walked straight out of the fucking grocery store with 3 or 4 carts full of fucking groceries. Yeah, you know how tough it is to be a kid and walk through an arcade and see everybody else your age having a good time, and you have to walk through. That's when I started doing my hustle. I picked up TV tempos. It was about this big, usually a little bit thicker. So what it was back in the day, they had this thing called TV Guide. Back in broadcast days, there were 3 or 4 channels, and sometimes if you lived in a big city, 10 or 12. So they would localize this publication called TV Guide, and every city had their own version of it. Had a picture of the most popular program in the front, and selling the idea of watching the other programs, of what the movies were about, or whatever on the inside, and had these little diagrams and charts, and saying, at this time, this program is on that and this channel, and you can watch it. Here's a description of it, in the body of the text, and then I think they were like 50 cents. So for the poor people, broadcast TV was free for everybody. If you could stomach the fucking commercials, and it was free, but it was chock full of advertisements. The thing is, right about that big, under the similar heading, so if it said TV Tempo, had a block about that big across there. It says free. Mind you, I was in the 3rd grade. I already had a hustle in my body. My grandfather was a captain of industry. I'll tell you about that some other day. But for short now, he was probably the biggest importer of cellophane into the United States from Cuba. He had 2 mansions, one in the city, right by Havana Yacht Club. And if you don't know my dad. If you don't know where that house is at, you weren't no friend of his, because he wasn't ashamed to tell you about Cuba. And I guarantee that I know one person doesn't know who it is. And he's somebody who claimed to love Dad. Motherfucker, please. You probably don't know our grandfather's fucking middle name. Yeah. Hot rod Rolls Royce and a house at the beach with horses in Veradero. And that's a whole other story. I could go on for hours about that alone. Stuff me and Dad, you talk about Cuba and our plans to go back there. He joked about going back there and taking over the government. I'm like, Dad, you know that the Cuban army is like 500,000 people, right? You're not going to go overthrow the Cuban government. This isn't the Bay of Pigs. The thieves' house has the biggest security system. Anyways, yeah, where I got my hustle from was my granddad. He came to the United States and became a businessman here in Miami, Florida. I used to go down and visit him every summer. I used to get shipped down there a lot. I made 2 yearly trips down there. That's how I got to know circus people. Because my grandparents took me to circus when I was down there, and then my aunt took me to a circus up here, and then my German family took me to the circus with them up here, and So I'd go to the circus like 6, 7 different times a year, you know. So they got to know me. Again, another sidebar. My grandfather was a very successful businessman. That's where I got my hustle from. And so I started selling these TV tempos door to door. And she said, "Can't sell those. Those are free." With some people say, like, "Yeah, but it's a delivery fee." This was 1978. My little brother was 2 years old. We hadn't moved to a condominium yet. We're living in a 3-story, 3-story apartment complex on Bird Road, where the Dominican people used to dive off the roof into the shallow end like cliff divers. More stories. More stories. My dad was a great storyteller. He was such a great storyteller. He used to go and go to Doc Watson, famous bluegrass musician down the road here, and he'd go to see him concerts, and he'd often get there late. He'd end up at Doc Watson's house eating home cooked barbecue, and listen to the man play his mandolin on his front porch. That's better than a concert. He's drinking moonshine with the man. That's one of the things I could have wished I went to. That was him and Donna's date night. I left him alone on that. I'm beginning to wax poetic. I'm gonna get off here. Late.